I said the green scarf leader said he killed a madam, your majesty. Y'all, it better not have been Solana. It better not have been Solana or I'll turn this palace upside down, I'm telling you. Alright, y'all, we back. Episode 12, Eye of the Storm. Y'all, this story is crazy. The green scarf leader said, such a waste. I would have had such a good time with you. You can't even move a single muscle at this point. He has beat the wheels off me. As the mercenary raises his fist, you close your eyes. But then, look at this, y'all. An arrow come right to that man's neck. Oh my God. This King Cletus. He said, nobody hurts my royal guard and lives. Stunned by the unexpected turn of events, you are rendered speechless. Lying before you is the fearsome green scarf leader with an arrow in his neck. With such a precise attack to the fatal spot, he was killed just like that. Your Majesty. He said, you fought well, Jess. The brother said, sir, hello. That man dead. You killed our leader. The king said, and you next, bro. I don't know what you crying about. He said, you may have killed our leader, but you shot an arrow from behind. If you a real man, fight me with honor. The king said, okay, all right, bro. Have it your way. With his usual diplomatic smile, King Cletus tosses his crossbow aside. Oh, shoot, you got hands now. He said, there, I am unarmed now. Your Majesty, I am in no shape to fight. He said, believe in your king, Jess. The mercenary said, big mistake, you silly king. I'm still the best fighter in the green scarves. While you spent your whole life drinking fine wine and sleeping with beautiful women, I've been training to fight. I'll finish this contract and be the new leader of the green scarves. Okay, King Cletus, you got hands for this man? Or nah? Oh, shoot, okay. Look, y'all. You got hands. Okay. Did the king really beat up a mercenary? Though still feeling dizzy, you slowly regain your strength. King Cletus approaches you with a concerning look. Bro, you got hands like that, King Cletus. Why you even need royal guards? He said, what, did you also think I spent my whole life drinking wine and laying with women? I mean, you didn't need me to protect you, bro. You did not need me. You handled that real easy. He said, I was no match to that green scarf leader either. I would never be able to kill him if he wasn't focused on you. I didn't mean for you to face him and get hurt. Okay, bro, I'm a royal guard. You put me in this position just to defend you from the green scars, right? He said, no, you getting hurt was the last thing I want. I just didn't expect them to strike when Josh was locked up. They were not supposed to make it inside for you to fight them. I just wanted you to be around me, Jess. Everyone in this palace, they say things I want to hear, do things I want to see. Only when I'm around you, I feel like I'm talking to a real person. Oh, bro, don't be sharing your feelings with me, because I don't like you. I don't like you at all. If you like my honesty, why did you punish me for helping Josh? He said, there's still order in the palace, Jess. I'm the king of Ethania. I have to be reasonable. A king has his struggles too, Jess. Please try to understand. I mean, I guess I can try to understand, maybe, possibly. How did you learn to fight, your majesty? He said, you may not know this because you were not raised in the palace, but I was not crowned just to drink wine and lay with the empresses. I was trained to be a king since the day I was born. From how to rule a kingdom to how to lead an army. I had to learn everything before I could be crowned. Swords, crossbows, unarmed fighting, I had to learn them all. As an Ethania king would never sit back in the palace while sending his people to war. Okay, Ethania go to war like that, bro? He said, not for a long time, but we still got to be prepared. Charles and Josh will beat me in a duel any day, but they do not know how to lead armies. So they are, and will always be, my weapons. If we ever have to go to war, all three of you will be by my side as I give commands. Okay, I hope we don't see that day. Because the way them green scars came in here and ran up on everybody. King Cletus said, I'll try my hardest to prevent that day to come. At any rate, this mess needs to be cleaned up. You did well today, girl. Go get some rest. I really ain't do nothing, but thank you, your majesty. I'm going back to Solana for the night. You attempt to do a curtsy, but oh my God. Yo! That took me out. Oh my God. You attempt to do a curtsy, but as soon as you bend your legs, The pain from your wounds, the dizziness from the blow to your head all come back at once. The way I fell out. Oh my God. I'm fine. I'm okay. A worried King Cletus kneels down immediately to check on you. He said, you got hit very hard, Jess. Before you can say another word, King Cletus carefully lifts you up from the floor. Yeah, I just fell out. I just fell out on the floor. With you in his arms, King Cletus heads back to his chamber and gently places you on his bed. Look at me, y'all. Seeing you on his bed, King Cletus smiles at you playfully. Well, that's one way to get you in my bed. Don't act like that, King Cletus. You know King Cletus is not being serious, but you can't help feeling a bit nervous. Your Majesty, he said, relax. I would never do that to you. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. There's a lot to be done. You can stay here and rest up. I said, but Your Majesty, I can't. This is your chamber. You laid up with my sis here. He said, you're supposed to stay in guard in here anyway. No one else should come inside. You can rest easy tonight. I said, the Green Scarf Leader said he killed a madam, Your Majesty. He said, I'll worry about that. You just stay here and rest up. Y'all, it better not have been Solana. It better not have been Solana or I'll turn this palace upside down, I'm telling you. King Cletus drags the blanket over you to cover you up. Okay, it's been a while since you slept on a huge soft bed with a warm blanket above you. Stay as long as you want. I will not sleep until this whole mess is dealt with. I'm not saying do you really have to go. Thank you. I don't want that man anywhere near me. Thank you, sir. King Cletus smiles at you warmly. Rest up, my faithful royal guard. Okay, you close your eyes as King Cletus's back fades away from your sight. Okay, Charles said, I came bearing bad news, Your Majesty. I found Madame Dolores' body under the bed and... And what? Her grace might have been violated. She was not dressed. Okay, oh my God. King Cletus said, how many of these green scars are still alive? Charles said, the green scarf who came with his leader is still alive. I think Jess knocked out the two of them outside the relic chamber. I sent the guardsmen to seize them all. Cletus said, I want to know who hired them to do this. Get the truth out of them, by all means necessary. Just try not to go too hard and get them killed. That would be too easy of a way out for these villains. He said, I understand, Your Majesty. Concubine Bianca is crying outside. I think she wants to talk to you. Arthur said she must have heard about the demise of her sister. Cletus said, send her in. Oh, Lord. Yeah, it's crazy. Look at Bianca. My sister is gone, Your Majesty. Please bring her back. Girl, I'm so sorry, Bianca. She said, please. I'm sorry, sis. Cletus said, I'll avenge Dolores, I promise. Oh, wasn't Dolores the one that taught me or taught Solana how to bust it wide? Ain't that Dolores? Bianca said, I'm so scared, Your Majesty. May I stay with you in your chamber tonight? No. Bianca. She said, I just can't be alone tonight. Girl, no. He said, you can't stay in my chamber tonight, but go back to your chamber for now. I'll come by later tonight and stay with you until dawn. She said, are you just saying that, Your Majesty? He said, I'll come, I promise, girl. Shut up. Just be careful when you head back. She said, I'll wait for you, Your Majesty. Bye, girl. Goodbye. The king said, Madame Dolores was nice to everyone. Who would want her dead? Arthur said, maybe this is not personal, Your Majesty. The Green Scars had 2 targets, and Madame Dolores turned out to be their second target. She was the second most powerful woman in the palace, right under Her Majesty. Madame Raquel tries not to get involved in a lot of things. I suspect that's why she was not a threat to anyone. The king said, or maybe she behind this. Think about it, Arthur. Do you remember how Raquel ended up to be my madam? Arthur said, vividly, Your Majesty. Okay, how she end up being? Okay, here's the Zubian ambassador, y'all. Zubia never meant to sabotage the relationship between Gregolia and Ethania. King Zelimir sent his deepest apologies and will try to make it up to Ethania. King Cletus said, Zubia went behind my back to trade their tea leaves with Gregolia. We had a deal. Zubia should only be trading cloth with Gregolia. Not only did Zubia smuggle their tea leaves into Gregolia, King Zelimir even tried to undercut Ethania, trying to cheat us. Zubia has intercepted our trade route to Gregolia. This is war declaring. The ambassador said, King Zelimir would very much like to make it up to y'all, your majesty. We ceased all non-claw trading with Gregolia, and to make up for the damage done to the economy, King Zelimir, I think it's Zelimir, King Zelimir will offer Ethania the 1,000 gold coins, 1,000 bolts of Zubian silk, 2 dozens of moon crystals. King Cletus said, what is this? You think luxury gifts can make up for such a dishonorable act? Bro, we going to war. Zubia is rich with gold and jewels. I don't care for silk. Arthur said, now hold on now. Hold on, your majesty. I understand you mad, but our economy took a hard hit. These little luxury items, they could help. They could help now. He said, no, Arthur. If I let them go this easily, they will not learn their lesson. Zubia cannot buy their way out of this by sparing us a little bit of Zubia's riches. Go tell King Zelimir to expect our troops in Zubia. It's wartime. Ambassador said, wait, your majesty, please. Should King Cletus deem our tribute unworthy, I have one last treasure to offer. We may have tons of jewels, but this gem is the one and only. I would like to offer King Cletus my dearest daughter, Princess Raquel. She is my most precious star, the real jewel of Zubia. Okay, look at him thinking. King Zelimir is giving Ethania his only daughter. That's what you're trying to say, bro? He said, yes, your majesty. The bond with Ethania is important to Zubia. Zubia hopes to remain allies with Ethania through this marriage. Will you accept our tribute, your majesty? He said, Zelimir do know I got a queen, right? The ambassador said, yes, your majesty. Princess Raquel is our tribute. As long as she enters Ethania as an empress, King Zelimir will be pleased. He said, very well, I'll accept Zubia's terms. However, should Zubia try to violate our agreements again, I will not be merciful. He said, understood, your majesty. I'll head back to Zubia with the good news. Okay, get out of here. Arthur said, what you gonna do with Princess Raquel, your majesty? The king said, she may be a Zubian princess, but in Ethania, she's just leverage against Zubia. As long as she remains in Ethania, King Zelimir will think twice before wronging me again. I'll just throw her in the consort quarter when she arrives. Arthur said, yes, your majesty. Okay, she leverage. She was collateral, y'all. Alright, Arthur said, Madame Raquel might not have become an empress willingly, but what could she gain by doing this? Cletus said, to free herself from my shackle, to go home? Maybe King Zelimir planned this all along. He could have taken over the Athenian throne already if I really died. Arthur said, why would she have Madame Dolores killed, though? Isn't the queen a more suitable target? As long as her majesty remains, House Salvador will not allow Zubia to do this. Cletus said, maybe Raquel just wants to go home. She was never happy. Okay, look at young Tank Top. Josh said, your majesty. Princess Raquel has arrived. Should I escort her to the consort quarter? Cletus said, oh, I was just wondering who to pick for night attendants. Send her in here. Let me see this jewel of Zubia. He said, yes, your majesty. Sometime later. Okay, look at her, y'all. Raquel said, your majesty, the sunken age. I admire the choices King Oric made to save his land. King Cletus said, you read The Sunken Age too? She said, yes, your majesty. I enjoy reading. He said, impressive. I do appreciate an educated woman with good taste. I have the original draft of The Sunken Age in the relic chamber. I'd like you to have it. She said, thank you, your majesty. He said, you don't smile much. You not happy with my gift? She said, I do appreciate the original draft, your majesty. Okay, what's wrong with you, girl? Okay, this later, y'all. He said, you a concubine now, Raquel. I've arranged extra bolts of Zubian silk for you. You'll also get some of the dawn berries from Vicuna. She said, thank you, your majesty. He said, still won't smile for me, huh? Okay, she really not happy. She don't like it here. King Cletus said, you've been a concubine for quite some time now, but you really don't associate with the other empresses. I know you like your peace and quiet. You can live here from now on. This is far off from the concubine quarter. You'll still have your solitude. Raquel said, thank you, your majesty. Okay, he was trying to be good to her, y'all. Okay, King Cletus said, look at you, my new crown concubine. She said, thank you for promoting me, your majesty. He said, how are you still not happy, sis? When Bianca was promoted, she cried tears of joy. She said, my apologies, your majesty. I am happy. I just don't smile much. He said, I'll spend every last day I have to try and make you smile. Okay, Okay, y'all. Look, Madam Raquel said, "Thank you for promoting me, Your Majesty." He said, "I know you don't really care for the Madam title. I promoted you for a different reason. Come with me, my beautiful Zubian princess." Okay, this is her own. This is your new estate, girl. Madams get their own estate built according to their tastes. But I went ahead and had King Zelimir send me a sketch of your old chamber. She said, "I have no words, Your Majesty. This looks exactly like my chamber in the Zubian Palace." Okay, look at her smiling. He said, "Well," she said, "Thank you, Your Majesty." Oh, she crying. Raquel. She said, "I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I couldn't control myself. I'm truly grateful for this. I shall ask for no more." Y'all, Raquel is the one that didn't want to train Solana. I forgot about her. He said, "Could Raquel really be doing this just to go home?" Arthur said, "It's a possibility. Madam Raquel is rather hard to read." He said, "She distanced herself from everyone after I got her that estate. She just stays there and reads the books I give her. I don't know, Arthur. I know Raquel has little affection for me, for anyone even. But the more I think about it, the more I feel she wouldn't do something this big." Arthur said, "The fact is, information about the inspection tour had to be leaked from the inside." King Cletus said, "That's true. No one outside the palace would know which date and time I had picked. Raquel or not, somebody in the palace wants me dead, Arthur." Arthur said, "We'll get to the bottom of this, Your Majesty. Madam Raquel gets to send letters to Zubia. I suggest we try to recover them." Said, "There is no peaceful way to ask Zubia for those letters. We can try to find the green scarf contract. With the signed names, it'll be solid proof. The leader of the Green Scarves is dead. We just need to know where they're based. I want a scouting team to start searching for the Green Scarf underground stronghold. Now, I gotta tend to concubine Bianca." Arthur said, "If I may, Your Majesty, we do need a new madam." The king said, "Dolores' body not even cold yet, bro. You talk about a new woman to replace her." He said, "I understand, bro, but Madame Dolores was handling a lot of court duties. Her Majesty's got her hands full taking care of a pregnant empress, and Madame Raquel keeps to herself. We do need a madam." Cletus said, "Fine, what's on your mind then?" He said, "Madame Dolores had high hopes for her sister, Concubine Bianca. And judging by Concubine Bianca's current state, she could really use some good news." The king said, "Bianca is not really ready to be a madam." Arthur said, "I'm sure Her Majesty will be happy to mentor Concubine Bianca." He said, "You my advisor, Arthur. I trust your decisions. I'll make the arrangements tomorrow." Okay, so look, Bianca about to get promoted just because her sister died. That's crazy. The next day, Penelope said, "Finally, Your Grace. No one else deserves the azure tiara. Just you, Madam Bianca." Bianca said, "Thank you, sis. I finally got something good out of being your second best. Your idea worked, Penelope." "Oh my God," Penelope said, "It may have been my idea, but your wits are what got His Majesty convinced." Bianca said, "I'm sure Advisor Arthur had a part in this too. He had been like a grandfather to me and Dolores. Shed a few tears, and I earned the sympathy from everyone." Penelope said, "I wonder who got Madame Dolores killed." "Not just killed, she was violated before her death." Bianca said, "That's unfortunate, but then, she always had been the barrier between me and my king. Everyone liked her more. Look, Dolores composed a poem while Bianca could barely spell. Oh, Dolores dances much better than Bianca. I hated being compared to her. It's a good thing she out of my way now." Y'all listen to them. They terrible people. Penelope said, "Your Grace, you didn't." Bianca said, "Penelope, I may not be close with my sister, but I never try to kill her, girl. She was family after all." Penelope said, "Of course, Your Grace." She said, "Now that I'm a madam, I can enter the royal quarter as I wish. In fact, I'm going to see His Majesty now. He left too early this morning to admire my madam attire." She said, "You look so beautiful, Your Grace. I think His Majesty will be pleased to see you." Y'all, I don't like Bianca. Like Jess, I don't like Bianca. Okay, seeing you sleeping peacefully on his bed, King Cletus feels a warm glow from within and lets out a smile. He reaches out a hand, wanting to caress your cheek, but after a slight moment of hesitation, he lets out a sigh and retracts his hand. "King Cletus, don't be touching me in my sleep." He said, "Jess." "What you want, bro?" "Your Majesty." Realizing it's way past dawn already, you sprung up from King Cletus's bed. I said, "I didn't know it was this late, bro. I'm sorry." He said, "You deserve all the rest you can get after what happened last night. I didn't want to wake you up, but Solana is waiting for you outside the royal quarter. She's worried about you." I said, "I'll go talk to her. Thank you, Your Majesty." He said, "Now that the green scars are eliminated, I have no excuse to keep you in the royal quarter after dark. If you want, you can go back to Concubine Solana. You'll still be a royal guard, but I think you earned a break. Okay, I still need to go to that relic chamber, though. I appreciate that, Your Majesty, but my main duty is to stand guard in the royal quarter at night. I'll be back here after sundown. He said, dutifulness, huh? You never cease to amaze me. Go now. I don't want Solana to start crying, too. Okay, thank you, sir. Bye, sir. Okay, hey, sis. Hey, girl. Here I am, Solana. Stop worrying, girl. She said, His Majesty told me so, but I heard you were beaten up quite badly. Oh, girl, it ain't nothing to a real one. I'm fine. Why the sad face? She said, Madame Dolores is dead, Jess. Madame Dolores? I knew the Green Scarves had killed a madam, but I was hoping the Green Scarf leader was just lying about that. She said, without Madame Dolores mentoring me, I'd still be waiting in the consort quarter. I said, Concubine Bianca is her sister, yes? I feel bad for her. She said, it's Madame Bianca now. His Majesty promoted her this morning. I said, taking over her deceased sister's title? Good for her. She said, Madame Dolores didn't deserve this fate. I said, tell me about it. The world is so dark, Solana. I'm not made to survive in a world like this. I need to go home as soon as possible with my iPhones and stuff. She said, have you found anything useful? I said, just a journal and a weird note. I think I need to read that journal cover to cover to figure out the note. She said, good thing you still a royal guard then. I said, I'll start reading it tonight. I think there's a... Solana stops me from finishing that sentence and glances behind me. Okay, who is it? Oh, that's King Cletus. King Cletus said, what y'all talking about? Nothing, bro. Mind your business. I'm just telling her I'm fine. Bianca said, His Majesty spoke highly of your fighting skill, Jess. Okay, thank you, Your Grace. I ain't gonna say it was rather convenient for you. I do want to say it's rather convenient for you, but I'm gonna say I'm sorry for what happened to Dolores. It must be hard for you, girl. Bianca said, it's your fault. You a royal guard. You should have kept her safe. Girl, who you talking to? Solana said, Your Grace, Jess was assigned to the royal quarter. Bianca said, I don't care. It's your fault. Cletus said, girl, calm down. It was not Jess's fault. I know you sad about Dolores, but you a madam now. Have some decorum. Don't let your emotions alter your judgments. She said, yes, my apologies, Your Majesty. He said, anyway, you should go rest more. Just come back after sundown for your royal guard duties. I said, if I may, Your Majesty, the Green Scars might have been defeated, but they were merely hired swords. Whoever wanted to harm you is still out there. He said, I'm aware of that, Jess. My men are searching for the contract now. I said, that may take a long time, Your Majesty. Until then, you need to expect the worst. One who is determined enough to go after a king must have great plans and will not give up easily. He raises his eyebrows. He said, what you trying to say then, girl? I said, I think we need Royal Guard Josh, Your Majesty. You need to free him. Free my mans. We both know he didn't poison Roxanne. For all we know, it could have been part of the plan to weaken our defenses. He said, as much as I'd like to have Josh back, there are rules, Jess. Okay, I understand, Your Majesty, but, yeah, I'm gonna say maybe we can keep Josh locked up in the royal quarter instead. I know I have nothing to prove Josh's innocence, Your Majesty, but he probably the best fighter in the palace and the most loyal person to you. Maybe he can stay locked up but still be able to carry out his duties. He said, how so? I said, what if you just lock him inside the royal quarter? He won't be able to go out, so the royal quarter will just be a bigger prison for him. Should there be any further assassination attempts, he will be able to defend you. We do need Royal Guard Josh, Your Majesty. He said, I guess that could work. Until Josh is proven innocent in this, he may not leave the royal quarter. Okay, the palace is much safer with Royal Guard Josh, Your Majesty. You need your tank top around you. He said, I do miss his company. At any rate, I need to carry on. The Grand Conference is in less than 2 fortnights. There's much to do. Okay. Bye. Okay, without any immediate threats, you get to spend a lot more time with Solana. Solana might not be Angel, but she actually makes Athenia a more livable place. Somehow you wonder if she's meant to look like Angel just because she's always there for you. Okay, it's hard to completely avoid the pregnant concubine Roxanne and Queen Mara. You know they dirty. But until you have something to use against them, you know better not to provoke them and get yourself in unnecessary troubles. Okay. I hate y'all. Without Madame Dolores watching over them, Velia and Gwen have been laying low. At least Velia will never be pregnant again. She's no longer a threat to the queen. As for concubine Gwen, she don't trust nobody. Not even me or Solana. Who can blame her? Right. With the death of Madame Dolores, King Cletus has been avoiding the empresses related to her. Madame Bianca, Velia, Gwen, none of them get picked for night attendants anymore. Maybe it's guilt, or maybe he just doesn't want to be reminded of Madame Dolores. Either way, you've been escorting Solana to the royal quarter almost every night. Okay, my sis spraying it wide, you know what I'm saying? While his freedom is limited to the royal quarter, Josh tries to stay as far away from you as possible. Unfortunately, you always manage to find a way to tease the emotionless royal guard. He still won't talk to you, though. Why you mad? While Solana is keeping King Cletus company, you get to stay at the relic chamber almost every night. Royal Guard Josh, knowing you might break something in there, will stay there with you just to make sure. He turns his back on you, tries his hardest to avoid talking to you, pretending you don't exist, but as you flip through the pages of Wade's journal, you know he's wondering why you have such a great interest in the journal. Well, it's his own decision to be quiet about it, right? Mind your business. Wade's journal is lengthy and a lot of pages don't even make sense. Maybe he wasn't in his right mind when he wrote all these pages. It's a slow progress, but you're slowly linking the scattered information together. Still not enough to understand the meaning of the mysterious note, though. Okay, some kind of glider. A few weeks went by, you barely made any progress on understanding how you ended up in Ethania. The only thing you know is, to get out, you might need a glider, which is nowhere to be found. Okay, y'all, this is 3 days before the grand conference in the Gregorian Palace. Okay, y'all, Princess Maria says, if I wasn't clear enough, I asked for pink roses. The ones you sent to my chamber were not pink, they were fuchsia. Where is your sight, Belle? Flores Bell said, please forgive me, your highness. The pink roses are not ready to be harvested yet. Maria said, these fuchsia roses will not go well with the pink walls of my chamber. Prince Alex said, we are heading to Ethania for the grand conference anyway, girl. You supposed to be getting ready, not picking no flowers for your chamber. Maria said, you lucky I'll be gone for a fortnight. I better see them pink roses in my chamber when I come back, girl, or that's your head. Alex said, hey, beautiful. Oh, Flores Bell said, your highness. Not you putting the moves on her. Oh, my God. Y'all in a relationship. Alex said, stop addressing me formally when it's just us, Belle. I'm just Alec, a man who is madly in love with you. Belle said, His Majesty will never approve this. You know this, Alec. I know King Neelis has been reaching out to Queen Giselle of Lotharic. Not only she rules a kingdom, she's also rumored to be a woman of great beauty. He said, I will not accept a queen I don't even know. Belle, if I'm to be king, I should be able to choose who I marry. She said, it's fine, bro. No matter who you marry in the future, I hope you'll still come see me once in a while. Alex said, queen or not, I will not share a chamber with anyone else but you, Belle. I love you, boo. She said, I love you too, Alec. Okay. Okay, it's 3 days before the Grand Palace and the Lotharican Palace. Okay, Queen Giselle said another marriage proposal letter. There's no end to them. The chambermaid said, your beauty is well known among 5 kingdoms, your majesty. She said, they just after my kingdom. Lotharic does not need a king. Do you think I'm a good ruler? The chambermaid said, of course, your majesty. Of course, sis. Our people are well fed and happy, and because of the new policy, all sick people can use the clinics at no cost. Even the poor can be treated. We got Obamacare around here, girl. These people love you, girl. Giselle said, I'm glad to hear that. Is my carriage ready? She said, yes, your majesty. Have a safe trip to Ethania. Okay, this is Zubian Palace, y'all. Y'all, everybody coming to Ethania. King Zelimir said, hopefully the tributes we prepare for Ethania will suffice. The queen said, Ethania already got our only daughter, Zelimir. What more can King Cletus want from us? He said, my precious star. From the letters Raquel sent us, King Cletus is treating her quite well. She said, we forced her to marry a man to save Zubia, Zelimir. My poor girl. He said, are you still sending her those elixirs? She said, I have to. We both know if she ever bears a child for King Cletus, Queen Mara will kill her. I just want my daughter to live long and well. They sending her birth control? That's crazy. They got birth control in the medieval times. Zelimir said, as long as she keeps to herself as I told her, Queen Mara will leave her be. She said, when you see Raquel, give her my Zubian silk pillowcase. That way, she gets to rest her face on something out of my hand. And her hair will be all nice and protected. She won't have no split ends. Zelimir said, I will, Rupe. Don't worry. I have to head out, my beloved. She said, be safe, Zelimir. Okay, this is the Heralian Palace, y'all. Okay, Louisa's sister. Oh, it's multiple sisters. Guard Captain Vivian said, the carriage is ready, Your Majesty. Queen Julian said, I have a bad feeling about this, Vivian. Vivian said, the road to Athenia should be safe, Your Majesty. And I'll protect you with my life, always and forever. The queen said, it's not that, Vivian. I'm an old queen without an heir. I heard King Neelis is trying to have Queen Giselle marry his son, Prince Alec. Athenia is bonded with Zubia through marriage. If Gregolia merges with Lotharic too, I fear for the future of Harral. What if they refuse to sign our treaties? Without any kind of bonding with the other 4 kingdoms, Harral is just a piece of land waiting to be divided. Vivian said the truce between the 5 kingdoms has gone on for ages, Your Majesty. I'm sure it'll stay that way. Why would anyone start a war for nothing? She said, greed knows no boundaries, girl. At any rate, we have to move out. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. She said, it'll be fine, girl. Relax. It probably won't be fine, but okay. All right, y'all. Back in Athenia. Look at Mara hating. It's Bianca. Bianca said, how do you feel, Your Majesty? Mara said, you ain't never cared before, girl. Why you want to start now? You a madam with as much power as I do now. She said, we both know I'm nowhere as powerful as you are, Your Majesty. I also have no idea how to deal with all these court duties that Dolores used to handle. So here I am, pledging my loyalty to you, Your Majesty. If anything, I know my sister never submitted to you. The thing is, I like living, so I very much like to avoid making the same mistake. Not you like living. Mara said, are you implying I had something to do with Dolores' death? She said, of course not, girl. Madame Raquel has no real power. If we form an alliance, no one will be able to stop us. I will do as you ask. All I ask as a return is, if Roxanne gives birth to a son, I'll still get to stay a madam. I have no child of my own, and His Majesty has not been picking me for night attendance. If Roxanne is bearing the heir to Athenia, it's only a matter of time before she takes my azure tiara. Mara said, okay, so you'll do anything just to keep that azure tiara. She said, indeed, Your Majesty, you can trust me. Mara said, trust has to be earned, girl. I cannot promise you an alliance until you prove yourself to me. Bianca said, I pledge my loyalty to you. Ain't that enough? She said, no. Like I said, trust has to be earned. And you also need to prove your capability to me. If you're not worthy, I might as well have Roxanne take over the azure tiara. Bianca said, but Your Majesty, what I gotta do to prove myself? Mara said, if you need me to guide you like a child, you no use to me, girl. Y'all all scandalous. It's crazy. Penelope said, how was it, Your Grace? Bianca said, the queen don't trust me. She wants me to prove myself. But she won't tell me how. Penelope said, maybe this is a test. The queen probably wants you to understand what she wants and get it done without giving you a direct order. Bianca said, she's the queen of Athenia, the most powerful woman with everything. What more can she possibly want? Okay, look at me, y'all. Look at me and Solana, my sis. What you looking at? She said, I know exactly what I should do now. What you gonna do other than get drop kicked? Try it.